Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio coming back at you with another video for your butt! Well, I was born in Mexico, cabrones. Simón, ese. I came out the womb, gardening, ese. I was born in Mexico, in case you didn't know, I came to the United States when I was just in time to start kindergarten, ese. And then by then, I started selling elotes there on the calle. First thing they told me to say was, I was born in Chicago. And then he wanted to know if we were a pet person or not. Do we like cats? Do we like dogs? Well, when I was little, the Batman was a cat man. But then I became allergic to them. But now I'm a dog person more because I'm not allergic to them. This is Puppy Chow. Say hi, Puppy Chow. What's up, mothers? Let's not forget the shout out to it. Come off an egg. So then he also wanted to know if we have any other hobbies. Well, yeah. I collect, well, all my other hobbies have died. I pretty much focus on baseball cards now. I used to collect Hot Wheels. See that on my ceiling? Those are Hot Wheels on my ceiling. I moved recently, and the house that I used to live in, I built an RC track in the backyard. So I had tons of RC cars. Check out this RC car that I custom built myself. Traxxas 4x4. Man, I love messing around in my backyard with the RC, but now it's mainly just baseball cards, chilling and doing all kinds of ill stuff. He also asked if I was into painting naked dudes and stuff like that. No. But when I was a kid, as a teenager, I was into graffiti. This is my shirt I had since high school. I was into graffiti. Used to paint on the walls, man. Fun as hell. Ever hung off a bridge, tagging your name? I did it one night, twice, man. Scariest thing ever, I swear. I mean, you hang from the rail on that bridge, one arm, and you're like tagging on the side of the bridge. Any car that passes by, especially oh my god, a 4x4, like a diesel, 18-wheeler, dude, the whole bridge just vibrates. It literally feels like it's trying to shake you off the bridge and you're about to fall to your death on the freeway. It's pretty crazy, man, what we used to do, but it was fun. The fame was there, man. So painting kind of was my hobby. And so the whole purpose of this whole thing he wanted to do was to get to know me better, right? Tell you guys some things maybe you didn't know. Hopefully, I don't think you guys know I was born in Mexico. Most of you knew about my animals, my cats and my dogs. Hobbies, you know, I had a bunch of hobbies growing up. But graffiti was probably one of the things that kind of took me away from baseball cards a little bit, you know, towards my year. And so if you guys didn't know either, I used to dig school a lot. And once you get in the system, you're in the system. Once I was in the system, my first sentence for not going to school was 1 week. Then I got 2 weeks. Then I got a month. Then I got 2 months. Then I got 4 months. And then I got 8 months. And then my senior year, I got a year sentence. That's right. I got a 1-year sentence with a YA stay. So if I messed up, I would go straight to YA. But luckily that never happened. And the camp I went to that I graduated in my final year, you even get a diploma when you graduate this camp because it was a whole year sentence. But I ended up graduating early. Look at that stuff. Look at all my achievements. Ciao! So that was pretty sweet. And because of that, he asked me if I had served. Well, I did. And one of the things, when I got out of camp, I turned 18 in camp. I was locked up on my 18th birthday, right after the riots. I was doing my sentence during the riots, so unfortunately I didn't get to experience the LA riots. But got to hear a lot of stories from the guys that came in. And because that happened, I got an early release. So I was supposed to stay in there till October, around Christmas time, January, I think I was supposed to get out. And I ended up getting out in September. I got an early release because it was too crowded. It kind of sucked. But when I got out, I joined the army, and I was on the, what's it called? delayed entry program because I was on probation. So I had to wait till I got off probation on my birthday. So on my birthday, yes, I did join the army. Signed up for 4 years, and I was quarter cav. You know, that's where I was at. I got the Order of the Spur, which is a big achievement in the cavalry. But the cavalry disbanded. There's no need for cavalry anymore. Cavalry is pretty much a scout, a spy. But that's kind of phased out. We got drones and all kinds of other stuff that do that for us. So yeah, in case you didn't know, I did join the military, did my 4 years, that's it. Didn't go to war. When I joined, I wanted to go to Desert Storm. Desert Storm was going on. And I wanted to go to war so bad. Joined and went to Fort Knox, Kentucky. And when I was in there, we were ready to go to Fort Knox as soon as we go to war to the desert, go to the Gulf for Desert Storm as soon as we graduated. And then, I'm not lying, a couple weeks before graduation, the war was over. So I ended up getting sent to Kansas instead of overseas, where I spent the next 3 years in Kansas at Fort Riley. So I'm not lying, some of the greatest times of my life, man. Boy, you can't beat that. No rent, free food, all your bills are paid for. One of the greatest times, man, was 3 years in Kansas, Junction City, going to Salina. Nice. Greatest time of my life was while I was in the service. Greatest friends, man. So if you're not bored yet on my stories, the last question was, where have I traveled? Well, I've never really left the United States except for Mexico. But I have traveled to Florida, Texas, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico, stuff like that for conferences for my work, for a groundskeeper for the STMA, Sports Turf Managers Association. I have traveled to conferences over there. Went to Minnesota for a week, for the Toro Company to go check out all their equipment and give feedback on their new stuff and stuff like that. And, well, that's about it, man. So then he asked, what do I drink? Shit, I drink everything. I try to change it around every day. My go-to favorite probably is Corona Extra. And as far as hard liquor, I try to stay away from it, man. It always gives me a blackout for some reason. Now that I'm older, before it wasn't a problem, but now that I'm older, man, every time I mix beer and take quite a few shots, yeah, man, it doesn't go too well with me. I get blackouts. I'll give you a couple examples of times that I don't remember. In the interview with Baseball Card Collector, he asked, what are some of your favorite stadiums? Okay, and I picked Petco. And I got to say, Target Field is probably the best ballpark, but the best experience has been Petco. Yeah, so some of my groundskeeper friends are probably watching this video now, assholes, going to give me shit. But what Dave told me, apparently, we were at the Tilted Kill after a Padres and Dodgers game, and that I started humping the wall. You know what I mean? Some guy came. That's the thing. We got vendors. The vendors, they buy us shots and drinks whenever they see us at the bars, man. Got a couple shots in me. So I started humping the wall. Security guard, security tried to tell me to stop and try to kick me out. Then I started humping the security guard's leg. So they kicked me out. So I got kicked out, and we were there in my car, and I took off. By the time my friends had to look for me so we can leave. It was a big old thing, but I have no recollection. There's quite a few things I could tell you about blackouts, but it's not funny. One time we were in Daytona Beach, Florida, and we were at a country bar. Country music bars are fun as hell. Was drinking there, took shots. All I remember is waking up the next day in my room. I got up, had a headache. My socks were on the floor full of pool water, chlorine. I was like, what the hell? Went inside the living room of the suite I was in. There was beer cans everywhere. I had no idea how they got there because they weren't there when I left the room when we went to go party. And so got a call on the phone from the hotel, and the hotel tells me if you ever want to go into the pool that I have to get a key from them. So apparently I guess I was in the pool and had some friends with me because I don't know who the hell was in my room. All I know is that I checked Facebook the next day and there was postings from me in the back of a truck. And I was posting nothing greater than being in the back of a truck on the freeway going 100 miles an hour. So I have a blackout about that. So, it's bad. So I try to stay away from the hard liquor. So I'm probably giving away too much information. But yeah, man, like right now I'm drinking a Miller High Life, man. I'll drink anything. But I try to stay away from the hard liquor now that I'm older. And then the next night in Florida, apparently I blacked out again. And the next morning, everybody was leaving, or everybody's getting fly out, and people are coming up to me like, "Yeah, man, you almost started that crazy fight." And all they were like, "What?" Because I don't fight, man. I'm a mellow guy, as far as I'm concerned, that I know of. But apparently, I got into it with the groundskeeper from the Florida Marlins, and you know they broke us up, whatever. But I guess the beef wasn't over. That's what they were telling me, man. So I spent the whole year until our next conference. I think it was in Arizona or something. But it took a whole year to the next conference. The whole time I'm thinking, and everybody's telling me that the groundskeeper from Florida wants to fight me. So the whole time I'm thinking, oh man, next year at the next conference, when I see this guy, I'm going to have to get down. And then ran into him at a bar, and he was cool with it. He said it was fine, knew what was happening. So that was a big load off my mind. But damn, guys, stay away from the alcohol. Damn, so I see him at 11 minutes. Video must be boring. A lot of people probably didn't watch the whole thing. So I'm got to at least show a few baseball cards, show you guys my pickups. With the $50 from the lottery ticket, I picked up these what are these? T06s, 209s, T06. I just picked the ones with that would show the uniforms better. This is a Capital, the Sovereign, Boston. I just picked the ones that you can see their uniform, St. Louis and Detroit. So those are my pickups. And I also picked up a bunch of other cards to fill in what I'm starting to do my Giant set. Check it out. So check it out, man. I'm starting the Giant set also, which is a bitchin' ass set. If you guys want to start vintage and looking for a cheap set, go with the Giants. It only has I think 60 in the set, and they're relatively cheap. I got a couple of cards to start in my starter set. I got Roberto Clemente, Jim Bunning, Al Kaline, so Nelly Fox. So this is a great set to start, man. So that's my 69, my Giant set. So that's it, guys. That's my video response to Parkside LI88. Don't forget, shout out, it come off an egg. And let me leave you guys with Parkside 88 was talking about my mail days, that I have a lot of mail days. Do you really think so? Let me see some of what I got right now. This is lilTay. Now I'm only 9 years old. 6 years ago I was broke as hell. But now look at me. I'm the youngest flexer on Baseball Card Instagram. Look at my mail day, bitches. It costs more than your mama's rent. You see this cowbell? It costs more than your mama's rent.